Hi everyone, my name is Harpreet Chaman. I head the learning and development for HDFC ERGO General Insurance Company. I'm privileged to be a part of this forum today to be talking to all of you, which is about learning from home. So I'm going to share some of the views that we have experienced over the past 6 to 8 months now, and what are the opportunities that we've realized, and as an organization, certain things that we are implementing. I'm sure most of you would have seen this scenario when everybody was moved to an online learning structure. We also had the same kind of a journey for the organization, and there are a few things that we realized which I think are important for us to discuss, and going forward, what are the things that we can take care of to ensure that the learning continues for organization and for our employees and the channel partners as well. So we realized that initially when the pandemic situation also happened, and if you look at the organization, typically it was a blend of learning that most of the organizations would have. Some organizations would have more on the online side, some organizations will be more on the classroom side, but it was more of a blended structure that most of the organizations were following. And typically when we were moved to 100% online kind of a situation, I'm sure it initially started with engaging with our employees, engaging with our channel partners, because nobody knew till what time then the situation is going to remain the same. So initially when it started with more of an engagement situation. How do you get in touch with your people? How do you create a positive mindset for people? How do you ensure that they're still connected with the organization? But over a period of time, when everybody realized that this is not going to end soon, and the approach needs to continue for a longer period of time, is the time when even the learners and facilitators and organizations started thinking about, if it has to happen for a longer period of time, how do we ensure that the learning is also getting transformed? And therefore the mindset also changed from engaging people to continue your learning life cycles, to continue your competency building, to continue your productivity run that was happening. And this change in the mindset, I think, was the game changer and the winning contribution for the organization. When the learners also understood that we have to learn within the limitations which are there. There were a lot of positive opportunities that came up for us as an organization, and I'm sure most of you would have seen that. And these opportunities were leveraged, and now we can definitely talk about these opportunities being continued for a longer period of time. Yeah, there are advantages like people save on their travel time also. People are able to sit in their environment where they are more comfortable with. It also gives an opportunity on a self-paced learning where people can have learning at their own pace and time whenever it is available. Because yes, one of the things that in the learning from home scenario needs to be understood is that people and the organization will have to be empathetic about the situation of the learners as well. Because if you don't understand the situation of a learner, because the home environment is not the most conducive environment in terms of your internet connectivities, in terms of getting an isolated place for you to be focused on the learning and what you're doing. So if you look at those situations, it is important that you create an ecosystem which is taking care of your learners situation as well, scenario as well, and yet being very conducive and productive. Therefore, a lot of self-paced modules are important. A lot of bite-sized modules are important. Whenever you're conducting a session, it is important to see that these are not long stretched sessions. Typically about 16 to 90-minute sessions are more conducive, and also followed up with post-learning engagements as well. And therefore a post-learning intervention to see that people are engaged, to see that people have realized and understood what they have to do. Create an IDP post-training for people to go back and implement at their workplace. Involving of the supervisor becomes very important to review whether the learning is going on the right track, and people are getting opportunities to implement even while they are working from home. I think these are the certain things that if we are able to implement at the time, it will help people to become more learning savvy online as well.